Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Daniel's Sports Ledger, sports betting tips and picks for sports bettors. Um, yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. Totally my fault. Had to reschedule a couple times. Had some issues come up this week, but we finally made it. We're finally here, ready to go.
Back at it.
Are you ready for the playoffs, Manny?
Oh my goodness. I'm ready.
Yeah.
God, I'm ready. It was a great weekend for me last week. And within the last 4 days, things kind of went a little sideways due to a bunch of bad mistakes and maybe too many brewskis. But
It happens.
yeah, but we're back on top and I'm ready. I mean, we got some wild ones.
Yeah, we do.
It's going to be a shift. I'm telling you, man, this could be the shift in. I mean, if you think about it like this could be a shift in the way things have been going down if Miami pulls up a big win, right?
Yeah.
Instead of seeing the old KC in there, because I mean they're looking vulnerable.
Yeah, they are.
But I mean, Miami just is Miami, and if Miami knows that they're Miami, then they're probably going to lose. Because that's usually how it works, right?
Yeah.
A team's identity and culture sometimes comes into play. It's unfortunate, but that's just how things go.
Well, the Chiefs have had a bye week. Andy Reid off of a bye is pretty good. So,
Right. And not only that, just Kansas City in general in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know what it is.
He's running into a monster.
Right. Mahomes is a beast. But I'm looking forward to it. I think the first game on the slate at 2:30 this afternoon is going to be the one that's it's going to change the way football is being seen also in terms of these rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Can this be the first rookie to pull off the first W ever?
With CJ Stroud?
CJ Stroud.
Maybe.
Not only did he get his team to the playoffs, but with the opportunity to win an actual playoff game as a rookie. Went from like last to first in the division, I believe that's what it was. So
yeah,
man, that's incredible. I mean, I don't know, but we got Flacco on the line.
And it's a rookie coach too.
It's a rookie coach.
Yeah.
And that Cleveland defense is monstrous.
It is.
That line shifted from 2.5, now it's at 1.5. What do you think? What do you think what's your ideas on that? If it goes Cleveland minus 2.5, drops to minus 1.5, game is in Houston. Rookie quarterback, rookie coach. Oh, man, there's just so many different things, different ways to look at it. Now, my view is, regardless, if you're going to take Houston, you might as well just take money line, right?
Yeah.
Get some money on it. And if you're going to take Cleveland, you might as well take the spread, obviously, maybe even bump it up a little bit to just make it worthwhile. If you think Cleveland's going to win because of their defense and CJ just doesn't show up, then you might as well pump it up to at least 6.5.
Yeah.
There's no sense in taking it at minus 1.5.
I mean, at least 2.5, you know.
I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, it could be a field goal game because a lot of those Houston games have been like coming down to field goals. Cleveland's got a monster kicker. I mean, Houston's got a monster kicker.
Yeah, they do.
So, man, tough calls. A lot of stuff going on this week in the old sport of football.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back into the NFL in a second, but what do you think about Belichick and
good old Sabes?
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the? So, what do you think about the coaching hires? They both
Jared Mayo.
Yeah,
for
Gerard
New
Mayo,
England?
and then
Is it Gerard Mayo?
yeah, I can't think of the Washington head coach's name, but
Right.
and they hired him for Alabama. You know, I look at it a couple ways here. So I feel a little bit bad for Gerard Mayo. So first of all, I feel really happy that he's getting a shot. This is his first ever real head coaching job. And but I feel a little bit because there's two ways to look at it. And the Patriots, obviously, they're not good anymore.
No.
So what they need, Gerard Mayo is not their next head coach. What coaches do, what organizations that have had a guy like Belichick, a legendary person, what they do is they find a scapegoat. They find their next coach. They know he's probably not going to work out. They use them to kind of get rid of that memory of the legendary thing. And then their next coach is when they bring in that legendary coach.
Okay.
So you don't want to put a legend after a legend if the team is bad, because if it doesn't work out, then it really hurts that legendary guy. And then now it's who are you going to get to come coach that place? Because now you wasted a legendary guy. So what you do is you find a middle guy. You find a guy that isn't going to do that good. After a few years, you get rid of him. Then you
By then you got some draft picks.
Yeah,
and
you
building
build
your
some
squad.
Yeah, you rebuild a little bit. Then you bring in your next legendary guy. So, in a sense, I feel like Jordan Mayo's not going to get a fair shot. In a sense, but you never know. I mean, maybe he'll make it work. I don't know, but
what a division to come into.
Yeah, and then
yeah, like division. I mean, it's like okay, wait, just
Alabama
so you know,
though they went the opposite route.
Mm.
This guy, I think he's really going to work out. I think he's going to be perfect for Alabama, and I think he's just going to pick up right where Nick Saban left off.
Okay,
and they're just going to keep on drumming.
And the beauty of his situation though is he's got massive 5-star recruits.
Yeah,
I think they lost one. I think one might have jumped in and opted out of his scholarship coming out of high school, but it's still got studs sitting over there just waiting. No QB. I think that no QB transfers, no major transfers.
They've had a couple of transfers, but it's
nothing major.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I like his chances of coming out. And Bama has a thing about itself. Like they just find a way to get where they need to get. Yeah. Like, should Bama have been in the playoffs this year? Probably not. I mean, even though they beat Georgia, they lost that first game to a Texas team that was still not the top-notch team that they ended up being. They probably should have lost the game to Auburn. Yeah. I mean, a miracle touchdown. And then they go and beat Georgia, which just makes everyone crazy. Like, how did this happen? So college football is one of those things where it's we're definitely going to be sitting in the dark for a couple months before it comes back in September.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting. I tell you, it's just going to be different though. Like, does Bama erase that? Like, and people love Bama, people hate Bama, but a lot of people who hate Bama look at Bama like the bad guy. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like the anti-hero, the villain, I should say. Bama's always had that villain mentality.
Yeah.
And now that Saban's gone and you got this other coach, and I mean, do they lose that? Because they're no longer, because I feel like Saban was everybody wanted to beat him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everybody, yeah.
You know what I mean?
They lose a few things, obviously, but I think this new guy's gonna be good. His overall coaching record is 104 and 12 losses.
Wow.
So he's a competitor, he's a winner. I think he's gonna be good there.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely be seeing. Yeah. Next year, we'll definitely be seeing, and
it's gonna be interesting.
That'd be kind of a fun little prop bet in the beginning of the year to see how many wins they get.
Yeah.
Or even, I think you could even bet losses. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited. And then we move. Let's see. So that's college football. It's done. I'd love to we haven't talked about the national championship. No. And you smoked it. I put a little bit of cheese. We talked about it on Monday. No, was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday before the game. We spoke about it. We said take the under. It hit the under.
We hit the under.
And he hit the under. And we just jumped on top of Michigan.
Yeah.
Made a little bit of cheese. I didn't really gamble much. I was sort of like on this, like, I was like on a super high, and I just couldn't. I was like moving down, and so the little bit of change that I won was just not enough.
Yeah,
it just wasn't like appealing to me. It was just pennies in my eyes.
Yeah.
So, but it was good. It was a good game for you. I think you wrapped up a couple parlays on that win.
Yeah, and then I started a parlay from that one. So I have a parlay that's already started with them going into this playoffs.
Okay. Well, we'll get a little more into that. You're probably not going to touch too much on it.
But I did say it would kind of be Michigan would win like 14 or something.
Oh, of course.
And they did.
It was a routing. It looked like it could be a close game, and it looked like it might be somewhat competitive, but then it just didn't really fast. And we also said it seemed like it would be like sort of like not a great game.
Yeah.
We said that the two semifinal games were actually better than the actual final game. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Combined, they were both just great games. And then the finals was just kind of like the big brother stomping on the little brother.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, that was win your money and move on. Because I kind of lost interest in the third. Going into the fourth, I'm just like.
Really, like we said, the games before that were so much better.
Yeah.
They were. So, we still got some exciting college football games before the end of the season. So that was good.
Yeah, we did. Okay, well, let me touch a little bit on NBA.
Okay.
Nothing really happening. Like I said, I kind of got boosted a little bit into some games. My Lakers got spanked. upside down, every which way. Suns came into town. That particular Thursday night, this goes to show you guys, be careful on betting these large, massive, not spreads, but money lines, because they'll come back and bite you in the boot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I took a beating. I took a beating on Thursday. What happened was every favorite that was favored to win the game won the game by about 10 plus. It was Milwaukee went in and spanked the Celtics by 32, 41, 50. Who even cares?
A lot of blowouts this
Lakers got blown out by the Phoenix Suns, and Phoenix was favored by only 1 point, but still favored. Dallas handled business against the Knicks. And then I think the final game was, I can't remember what it was, but there was another game in there where
I think the Knicks were favored in that game.
Oh, Knicks were favored against Dallas? I don't know for sure.
Like 4.5, I believe.
Okay. Maybe one of the players in Dallas was out. Either way, I didn't touch the Knicks game. I wasn't even a game that was like.
Yeah, I think that was the only underdog that won, but they blew them out too. So
yeah, well, Knicks, and Dallas blew them out, and so it was a rough Thursday for me. It's one of those Thursdays where you had to sit back and think and rejuvenate.
The Knicks were favored 4.5.
Wow, and just get things back in order and get ready for football. Get ready for this little weekend we got coming up.
Well, they only lost by 4 at the end, though.
Yeah, well, Dallas ended up pulling it off, right?
Yeah, the Knicks.
Yeah,
Knicks made a little comeback though. It was a blowout for a while.
It was probably that trash comeback where somebody had them at like minus 16, and then Knicks come back and lose by 4. Yeah, something stupid.
8 points in the last 45 seconds.
Of course, just some random Johnson. But so that's pretty much about it. We got the Sony Open that's kicking off right now. They're in the 3rd round. Both these last few tournaments being played in Hawaii. It's not really big names in the Sony Open. It's the first event of the year.
Yeah,
but I'm excited for the Waste Management. Unfortunately, we're not going to be going. No? We had talks about going. A couple things came up. I'm just not going to be able to make it this year. Just a timing issue.
When is it?
It's on I believe it's the same weekend as the Super Bowl. So the 8th through the 12th, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but we're definitely going to be doing something for the Super Bowl, but just won't be able to get down there.
Well, never say never.
That's true. Never say never. But that's pretty much sums it up, and about everything else I'm interested in. I'm ready to talk football.
Yeah.
Let's give them a little something. I got a 6-teamer that I'm standing by.
You're taking every team?
I'm taking every single team. So this will allow me. I'm actually probably gonna do one straight bet. Of course, I don't have my Raiders to bail me out. Right. I don't have my Raiders to bail me out. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate. I wish there was some way I could just bet on the Raiders doing something right now, but what can I do? Going back to last week, I mean, Jacksonville against Houston or Tennessee was a major one that cost me. But yeah, what about you? What you kind of working with? You got some straights. Like you said, you still got a parlay pending.
Yeah. So my picks this week. Do I give them all out?
I don't want to give them all out.
Do we want to go back and forth?
Yeah, let's go back and forth. Let's chit chat a little bit about something. Let me first.
How about this? Let's just go over every single game.
Okay.
Let's just go over every game.
Okay.
So the Bills game got moved to Monday, so we'll do that one last.
Right.
So the first game up is the Browns-Texans.
Okay. So I've been on the Browns. I have been. Yeah. From the beginning since they basically provided my bankroll at the beginning of the year with that massive alternate spread shift that we'd pulled. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, this is different. It's the playoffs. Joe Flacco, he's got experience. I admit he has tons of experience. But this Houston team, they're playing at home. I just don't know if I can go against CJ right now. I love defense. I'm a big believer that defense wins games. Cleveland's got the defense to slow him down, to stop him. CJ's arm, his ability to get loose, his ability to cut loose. If they get up 7-10 points, which is going to be crazy, but if they do, I don't know if Flacco is got what it takes in terms of the pressure that's going to come, in terms of getting that needed touchdown. Like, can he do that? I don't know. And I think Houston gets hyped. I think that defense gets hyped. Everything just gets elevated. So if Houston catches the early lead, I don't think Browns can catch them. Now, if the Browns get up also, the defense is going to just lock it down. But why wouldn't they lock down the beginning? That's the other thing I'm trying to explain. So I feel with the line shifting coming down to -1, I'm probably going to go H-Town money line.
Yeah, I think it's moved because the media's put so much popularity out on Houston right now.
So it's a media shift.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. But I like I'm sticking with Flacco.
We're going opposite ends again.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Cleveland. I'm sticking with Flacco. Like you said, he's just throwing it through them seams.
he was cutting them seams earlier. He was
seams.
cutting them seams.
I'm going with the Browns. Just that the defense in the playoffs just makes such a big difference. And
okay,
this is probably the toughest defense that CJ Stroud has had to face.
Right.
And one thing I keep wanting to mention, I keep forgetting. I have mentioned it before on this podcast, probably last year or whatever. But I want to mention it more often, to be honest, is Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach, is one of the best coaches in the NFL. He really is. If you've watched what he's done last year with all the adversity he had, this year with all the adversity he's had, making the playoffs, that Kevin Stefanski is a phenomenal coach, and he is not getting the kind of credit he deserves.
Yeah.
Even when they give him credit, it's not enough. Like, he deserves to be up there with the Sean McDermotts and the and the Mike McDaniels and all the higher echelon quarterbacks.
Antonio Pierce.
I mean, I think he's even better coach than Mike McDaniels. Like, I think he's up there as one of the top 3 or 4 coaches in the NFL, like legitimately.
Okay, and that plays a major part because Houston's got a rookie quarterback, as you stated before.
Yeah.
So not rookie quarterback, rookie coach. Coach.
Yeah, Flacco has that experience and stuff.
All right, experience should carry on. All right, well, let's move to the next game.
So we have Dolphins and Chiefs.
This could be the shift. Do we no longer see? I mean, could he be out in the first round? And we both know who we're talking about. Could Mahomes be out?
He could be.
He could. Will he be?
What do you think?
I don't think it's kind of goes back to Tom Brady. I don't ever feel like it's a good idea to bet against Mahomes in the playoffs. I really just don't. It sucks, dude. But do I want him to lose? Of course. Do I want Miami to win? Do I feel like Miami could win? Yeah. But man, I just feel like Mahomes is going to figure some way out to win this game.
Yeah. Here's the thing with this game. First of all, the Dolphins, like I said, if they didn't have all the injuries, I take Dolphins. Even Tyreek is way more hurt than he seems.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and again, I think McDaniels is a great coach and everything, but they're coming up on a buzzsaw here. And, the Chiefs definitely have their issues, but Andy Reid's had a bye week to prepare. And I see the Chiefs winning that game. I see them covering the spread. The Dolphins just fell apart at the wrong time.
Right.
And that's really what happened. Otherwise, I mean, I would, otherwise they'd probably be the 2 seed and they probably wouldn't even be playing the Chiefs,
That's a good point. It'd be Buffalo.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm going with Kansas City. I think the Dolphins just have too many issues at this moment in time.
Yeah.
And then Andy Reid and the bye week, and now his team's gotten a week healthier. And, I think it's just going to be too much for the Dolphins, unfortunately.
And when you say bye week, you mean they just didn't have anything to play for on week 18? They were just
no, they had a bye. I'm sorry, the Chiefs didn't have a bye week. Never mind.
Yeah,
my apologies.
I assume you meant that they just didn't have anything to play for. They were going to.
Yeah, no, never mind. They didn't have a bye week.
They were stuck where they were.
I don't know why I have that in my head. But anyways, either way, I think it's too much for the Dolphins. Great coach, Kansas City.
It's gonna be tough.
It's just It's unfortunate.
And-
The
and you know-
Dolphins had a great year, but they just fell apart.
And here's the thing with
Fell apart
Kansas City.
physically.
If Kansas City just does one thing throughout the whole year, their season is completely different as well. And all that is just do what you're supposed to do, which is as a receiver,
Catch the ball.
catch the ball.
Yeah.
So if they could all they got to do is just get a couple things together and players start catching the balls, and and because you got Mahomes at the helm, dude. Trust me, I would love if my favorite team, and I hate Mahomes, but in the playoffs, if they were just like, all right, hey, this is your team, you made the playoffs, congratulations. By the way, if you're up for it, we'll give you Mahomes for the playoffs. I'd be like, yes,
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll take it. Like, who else would you want back there throwing the ball around?
Yeah.
Mahomes, of course.
And
It's an easy.
It's a home game.
It's a home
They
game.
just have all the playoff experience.
Yeah.
So
I think we're gonna go with. I'm definitely going that route.
all right. So next game.
I don't think this next game is gonna be competitive.
Packers Cowboys.
No.
No.
I know.
No
I know.
faith in Jordan Love, huh?
No, I. It's not necessarily no faith in Jordan Love. It's just that I feel like, and I'm not like a big hoopla Cowboy fan where it's like, I think the Cowboys is kind of, but this Cowboys team is tough.
Yeah.
I think this Cowboys team handles business easily against this Green Bay squad. They show everybody, hey, listen, we're still one of the top teams, because they really are. They won the East, and they were one of the tough teams. They always get just laughed at in the playoffs. But I think this is where Dak is going to be like, no. Let me show you a little something different. Now, will they make it to the Super Bowl? Will they win the Super Bowl? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on any of that stuff. I'm not even like 60%. They're not even one of my top 3 teams in the AFC to come out, or NFC to come out of there. But I think this game, they go in, they spank Green Bay. Green Bay has also got a rookie quarterback, I believe, or a second round.
He's rookie.
He's a rookie.
Well, he sat behind Rodgers for a year or two.
Right. And
this is his
first experience coming into it. Coach knows what to do, but at the same time, I don't think they get it done. I think Dallas comes out. That defense is going to swarm. Dude, Jerry's world is going to go nuts.
Yeah.
7 points is far from enough. I think it should be like 11. That's not even going to be close. I don't think. I don't know. Let me hear your 2 cents.
Yeah. I mean, if the Packers would have to shorten the game, run the ball with Aaron Jones a lot, play good D, do certain things. But I'm with you. I think this is probably the blowout of the week. And I know a lot of people are high on this Packers team. They're high on Jordan Love, who, by the way, has been phenomenal this year. But yeah, I think the Cowboys are just they're gonna put it on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's basic. I think that's that. I don't know. I just don't know why it's like. I don't even think this is a thinker. So anyway, now let's move on to the big game, the big one, the one that's a must.
The Rams.
This is a must game.
This is an interesting game,
and it's tough. It's tough, but we're both. I mean, we're both one-sided.
I really wish the Rams didn't pull the Lions.
Yeah, we're totally one-sided on this. We really are. Just for a futures bet, I'm riding with you on this one, and I'm hitting Rams. I might just go Rams money line on this.
Suddenly everybody's on the Rams.
Well,
by the way, if you watch the
I've been
podcast,
on the Rams.
If you watch the podcast, 3 weeks ago, whatever, I was the first one on the Rams.
Right.
Now the media, everybody's on the Rams, but I was on the Rams before everybody.
Let them know.
The Rams, yeah, I mean, just for the sake of my,
you have to.
Bet,
there's just no
way with the Rams.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be close. But I do like the Rams. I think that they have Sean McVay, dude. Sean McVay knows how. He's got the playoff experience. He knows how to win these games. You look at Dan Campbell. I mean, he was so stubborn in that game where he's like, I told the team we were going to go score a 2-point conversion. But that's if under optimal conditions. Once you got pushed back and stuff like that,
right,
you've got to have enough sensibility to just go, you know what? I know it's not lying to the players because things changed. There was a penalty, all of that stuff. Now you've got to sit there and go, okay, we're kicking the extra point. Then
because every situation is different. You adapt.
You have to adapt. You can't just be a stubborn bull like that.
Right.
And
speaking of a stubborn bull,
although Dan Campbell's a great coach, there's that's something he probably could work on.
Yeah, I do like that. But speaking of a stubborn bull, Our bull got out of our corral the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, last Monday, our bull was released from our premises on an unfortunate way. I have no clue. We still can't find that dang bull. That thing's on the run on the res somewhere. Speaking of a stubborn bull, I can't believe it.
Oh man.
Anyway, shout out to my dad. He's been working day and night trying to get that thing back in. We've tried.
Maybe the Reds dogs will bring him back.
The Res dogs are keeping him out. They're trying to eat him. You know how the Res dogs are.
I know,
They're trying to eat a raw bull. We're just trying to gnaw on his legs. Anyway, but let's move on to our next one. This is another big one. This is another one where we're biased. It just more comes down to, do you take the spread? Do you like the spread? Buffalo.
Oh,
I know we said we were going to talk about them
before
last, right?
Okay.
We're going to talk about them last? Or you want to just talk right now? Because they do
Sure.
play at 2:30, and the Eagles play the late game on
No.
Monday night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Right?
So
Buffalo.
yeah,
minus 10 now is the line. It went, like you said, it started at minus 10, dropped down to 9.5, back up to 10. Talking about moving the game, I think you said to Cleveland. There was talks.
Yeah, there was talks they could move it to, well, apparently, I guess it was more of a rumor, I guess, that they could move the game to Cleveland, but now they just pushed the game back.
Ooh, ideal situation. They moved the game to Arizona. Do we go?
Yeah, definitely. But so the Bills at home and the Steelers coming in. Obviously, the weather is going to be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
we're talking spread here only because we're not worried about. I don't think Bills have even like a.
I mean, to be honest, I think the Bills get it together in this game. I think this is a blowout.
It's another
Josh
blowout.
Allen hits a couple of deep passes to Diggs or whoever out there.
Yeah, they get ahead early. They get ahead early, quick. If this spread is hit by Pittsburgh, it's going to be one of those dumb late. Where because let's say you get up 20 something in the fourth. Of course, you want to make sure it's over with. You want to put the old foot down.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see him pulling Josh Allen or anything and being like, we're going to rest you for the next game. You got to make sure you win that game.
Yeah.
And if the NFL has proven anything, it's like anything could happen in like the last couple minutes. So
yeah,
it's going to be.
I think this is the other blowout. I think Buffalo covers the spread. I don't think it's an issue. I know a lot of people are scared of the 10 points, and then the weather and the run game and all that stuff. But
well, if you think about it like this: if you're taking Buffalo and you're scared of taking 10, what makes you so like confident if you take Pittsburgh and you're only getting 10?
Yeah,
does that make sense? Like it doesn't make sense that way either. So it's going to be a tough one no matter way. I think it's either it's going to be a blowout. And I don't think it's going to be like the opposite. Pittsburgh blows them out, or it's like one or the other. But no, it's either. I don't know. I think if Pittsburgh covers, they cover late. Buffalo wins the game. I think Buffalo blows them out.
All right. So Eagles Buccaneers. Eagles are 3-point favorite. This is an interesting one. Eagles have been falling apart.
Yeah.
Buccaneers have been.
They've been ascending a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
And like I said, I've been on the Bucs all year, kind of.
You have
to a certain point. I've been on I've been taking the Bucs quite a bit. This is one where I think everybody kind of thinks that the Eagles will
get it together.
No, I think that they think that Bucs could win this game.
Okay,
Eagles could. They're just gonna fall apart in disastrous form.
I don't know,
but I like the Eagles in this.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think the Eagles, their last 3 games were disastrous. They really were. They played against the Cardinals and the Giants twice.
Yeah.
And didn't really work out the way that they had planned.
Not at
either
all.
One of those games.
Not at all.
But I mean, now you're going into the playoffs. You've had you had a week to recover. Some time to speak about some things. Basically, the Eagles just got to remember who they are. But here's the other thing about the Eagles: people don't forget. Like, so if you're thinking about taking Tampa Bay, and you need a little bit of convincing. Here's the thing: when the Eagles were winning, they were barely winning.
Yeah.
So even if you take the points with Tampa Bay, it's still not horrible, because if the Eagles, let's say the Eagles just continue to play the way they've been playing. Tampa Bay has a great game, but the Eagles end up mustering a win out. It could still land on that 3 points. It could be a field goal game. Could be even a little bit less. Who knows? I mean, I feel like it's a tough game. I would probably just stick Philly money line, just not even like play with these spreads on this game because like you just don't know who you're going to get when it comes to this Eagles team.
Yeah.
So it's a tough call. I mean, they're doing everything. They're missing extra points. Their special teams are bad. But Tampa Bay's got talent too. I mean, I got Mike Evans out there. The thing is, it's just quarterback situation. You got was it Mayfield?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield,
and he's a stud.
He is.
He's a stud too. I mean, it could work out either way. And Tampa Bay's at home.
Yeah.
Oh man, tough call.
I'm going Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts has a monster game.
Does he?
I think so. He's built for these. Jalen Hurts this is when he's the best.
Right.
And his back's against the wall, and it's playoff time and all those things. I feel like this is when he comes out and plays the best.
All right. Well.
So what's your
my 6-teamer? After recent review, there has been a change.
Okay.
I am now taking Cleveland -1.5 because here's the thing, and you're right. I got to stick with what got me home. Cleveland got me there.
Yeah.
They took care of me. I've been taking care of them. I've been riding Cleveland. I rode Cleveland and Raiders to the promised land this year, and it was nice. It was nice. So I'm taking Cleveland. That's my first team. I'm taking Kansas City, but I'm taking money line. I'm just not going to play around with it. Kansas City money line. Taking Dallas with the blowout and the points. Taking Rams money line. Also, I have a feeling if we're taking the Rams to win it to get to the NFC Championship, and we got to win this #1 game. So why even ask for points? Let's get profit on taking just money line with the Rams.
Okay.
Taking Buffalo -10 with the blowout. Yeah, and I'm going Philly money line.
Philly money line.
Philly money line. I'm switching it up. That's where I'm going to go with. It's about plus 3,000. So just letting you guys know that 50 gets you about $1,800.
Should be more than that.
No.
Oh, it's a little bit less because you had the Eagles money line. But
that's it. That's what it comes out to, about plus 3,000. A little bit more.
All right. So my main let me just double check this real quick. Well, all right. So my main ones here are gonna be. I'll give you all of them, but
okay, he's already locked and loaded.
So my main ones here, I got my 3 favorite are gonna be Cleveland to cover, Kansas City to cover, and Buffalo to cover. Those are gonna be my main ones, and then and also Dallas to cover.
Mm-hmm.
So, and okay, so the one I made last week, my bigger one was Michigan, and that already covered.
Okay.
Then I had Buffalo to cover, Dallas to cover, and the Rams money line. So there's that one. But yeah, so if I was to go through all of them, taking Bills to cover, Browns to cover, Chiefs to cover. All the favorites to cover except for the Rams.
Rams underline or underdog.
Yeah, Rams money line. I think all the other favorites, which is risky because I mean it feels like
it's almost like a too good to be true kind of situation.
It feels like it goes half and half really with with these
you never see it like where it's like all the favorites win.
Yeah.
That's why you got to switch it up a little bit. Well, at least not all the favorites cover, I should say.
Yeah.
That's what we meant to say. Because sometimes all the favorites will win, but they just won't always cover.
Right.
So, man, that's a tough situation.
So I feel like there's just it's kind of an interesting wild card this year. I feel like there's a lot of mismatches in a sense. Teams that don't match up well against each other.
Right.
It's gonna be good though. It's gonna be a fun wild card. Yeah.
We'll be back. We'll be back next week and speak a little bit about what we thought.
So, and then I think next week is gonna be the upset week, maybe.
Oh.
We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun though.
Yeah. Well, we definitely gonna need a couple upsets.
We made it.
Yeah. Buffalo's in. Raiders,
in.
Unfortunately, just didn't do what they had to do. We could have done something. We could have at least fought for a spot.
Yeah.
But we took some stupid losses. God, frustrating.
Yeah.
But next year's a new year, and we'll be back September 9th, ready to roll.
Hopefully, you guys stick with Anthony Lynn.
Yeah.
You think Belichick coaches next year somewhere?
I
think it takes a year off.
Yeah, I don't even know where he would go. I mean, where would he go?
Some people are saying Atlanta, but that's just ridiculous. There's no way he'd go to Atlanta. He's not going to a rebuild like that.
I think he needs to go somewhere where there's a lot of structure. Like I feel like New England is not like it's like it's like in terms of NBA, it's like a Milwaukee team. Like it's they're gritty, they're hard nosed. It's he needs to go to a place where it's like, you know what would be good to do? He can go coach Navy or the Army.
Navy or the Army.
Well, you know what I mean? Like he needs something where there's extreme structure. I feel like that's the kind of coach he is. Like he would step in and just be like, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and switch a couple things up here. We're just going to, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like one. It's not like, he's not like McDaniels where I feel like McDaniels is more of a player's coach where
I would say he goes to the Chargers, except for he hates the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
He hates the little song that they do. And there's no, the organization structure is just terrible.
See, I don't think he goes to like an LA.
So that's why I don't think he would do that. Otherwise, I mean, I think it's like the perfect fit if it was any other organization.
All right.
You know, maybe he goes to the Eagles if Nick Sirianni leaves.
I could see something like that. Like he needs to go to like one of those hard note. Like I could see him being like I could see him being somewhere where he needs. First of all, it has to be cold because he's cold hearted. So it'd have to be cold. Green Bay, Chicago. Chicago would be a fit for him. I could see something like Chicago.
I don't think he's gonna want to rebuild.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
But
he needs that. He needs that.
In a sense, he could get the #1 draft pick. Chicago could be an option.
So we'll see.
I think Jim Harbaugh stays at Michigan
this year. Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, he's not. Is he talking about moving? You've heard something?
Yeah.
Huh.
Everybody says he's going to the Chargers or he's going back to the NFL. So
right. I don't know.
But I think he stays at Michigan.
Right.
I think Belichick takes a year off. And
well, Harbaugh used to coach. Did Harbaugh coach Stanford?
Yeah.
Harbaugh coached Stanford with
Stanford. Then he went to the Niners.
He was with Luck.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then he went to then he moved to NBA or NFL, and then back to NCAA.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on. We'll definitely see things to come. See where Belichick ends up. It's funny as we get older. You know, when we were younger, we grew up on certain players, including like in the NBA, and then as you get older, they're no longer there. Like,
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like you see people retiring, and it's like, God, the whole.
Think about that. We've been through 2 generations. You know, we went through Marino, Kelly, Joe Montana, all those guys.
Right.
Then we went through Eli, Peyton, Tom Brady, all those guys.
Yeah.
And then
now we're at the resurgence of the Allens and God, what's the kid? I just can't believe how horrible he played this year with the Chargers. But Herbert.
Now we've got Herbert, Burrow. We've got Allen. Who
else is
Jalen Hurts?
And you can give a little bit to the San Francisco quarterback.
Yeah, Purdy.
Yeah, he's decent. Yeah, he's decent. I don't know. They just got so many options. I feel like I can just throw the ball in the air somewhere and their offense, someone could pick the ball.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you, are you kidding me? They have a phenomenal tight end. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but I'm saying they have a phenomenal tight end, great running back, 2 great receivers, great backups.
He's doing something right, though. Because
I mean, yeah, he's throwing the ball to the right place.
There's it's easy to say, man. It's easy to say, but the thing is there's been a lot of teams that have had talent that just, you know, there's been a lot of guys. Oh, if you take this guy and you put him over here, he would be successful over there. It's not necessarily true. Sometimes they go there and then they're not successful.
Yeah, but I don't think there's been a team like this San Francisco team. Give me a freaking break. You got McCaffrey as your running back, Kittle as your tight end. You got Debo on one side. Then who's Ayuk? Ayuk? Like, no, man. I agree with what you're saying. You sometimes you step in, there's major talent.
Yeah.
But like you can almost just hand the ball off every possession. Like you could just do that. This kid is so good. McCaffrey is just so good.
Yeah, but look at Tua's got almost similar weapons.
You got Tyreek.
He's got Tyreek. The running backs are good. A-Chain and Mostert.
Yeah, but that's not even close though. Come on.
And then you have, I guess they don't have time. I guess it's a little different, but
It's massively different. San Francisco is massively way more talented than everybody in the NFL. The problem is all it takes is just one little kink to break.
yeah.
Like it just takes one little thing to kind of get thrown off, and their whole system is thrown off.
Well, I think it's their defense.
Right.
People talk about their
even then,
defenses.
even on defense, like we can start naming names. Like they just picked the guy up from Washington, the rookie of the year that one year, the number 1 draft pick. And then you got I mean, I don't know, man. God, it's frustrating. Remember, we talked about how frustrated I was about the Niners, but they're a solid squad. But just like everyone else, they got to show up on Sunday and get it done. That's just really what it comes down to. No one's just gonna bow down and just be like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Like you guys are all this talent. We know we're gonna lose. No, hell no. They're gonna bring it. And all it takes is just one mistake in the NFL. It's because these guys are all pros. So what levels the field is turnovers. And all it takes is one battered ball.
McCaffrey fumble.
Like it's just they have to play perfect. I feel like if they play perfect, nobody beats them. But problem is that that's not even possible. So that's where the chance comes into play. And it's going to be exciting. Of course, we won't see them till next week, but it's going to be exciting. Baltimore and San Fran just chilling, waiting.
I know. I miss the days when the 1 and 2 seed got a bye. I thought that was better.
But that was one less team that came into the playoffs. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they added another team, and then it was something else. So
I was okay with that.
Who would have got the bye? It would have been Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo would have got the bye, and then
Baltimore,
Dallas.
Buffalo, Baltimore, Dallas, and San Francisco.
I think Dallas is the 2 seed, right? Pretty sure.
Well, it's either them or it's not the Eagles.
It's Dallas. Yeah.
So. Yeah, because it's not the Lions.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that was a pretty good little show. Just kind of a little briefing, quick little update before the old ball gets thrown up. I think we're getting ready for a kickoff here in about 30 minutes.
All right, if you got one game, which one are you taking?
Dude, I feel like that's so easy.
One game.
I feel like it's Dallas. I feel like if you just need a little something, you need a boost. You got an extra unit to throw around, and you just want to go have some beers with the fellas, and you just lay it on Dallas. I mean, I might even do the same thing. I'm gonna be. I think they play tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I got an open day. I got a free day. It might just be beers and some Dallas football, man. And that's it. And then just go home a happy man, and that's it. Because I feel like Dallas just puts that work in.
Yeah.
I think Packers going to be just overpowered. This is going to be, I mean, this isn't the Dallas team that goes into the playoffs and then just one and done. Like, this is definitely not that team. I don't care what anyone says. Like, this team is built. They're coming in a different way. Their season ended up just being just about right. They ended up winning the division. They did everything they were supposed to do. They had some tough losses.
Yeah.
One was to the Cardinals.
Right.
But, hey, the Eagles lost to the Cardinals, too. Yeah. So, I mean, Cardinals.
Buffalo beat the brakes off of them, too.
Right. So, but I don't know. I think Dallas shows up, man. But it goes to show Dallas is one of those teams also that's built to – it's got plenty of talent on both sides of the ball. But it just takes one kink.
If I got one game.
Let's hear it.
Taking Kansas City.
Take
Kansas City.
Now, do we have any bias because it's against Miami?
I think the Dolphins they're weak. They're soft, man. They've always been soft. They definitely don't have that hard mentality from their coach or anything like that. And then they fell apart. They're totally falling apart.
Right.
They got to play, and McDaniels is 0-10, or the Dolphins are 0-10 under 40 degrees or whatever. And this
is a whole nother ball game.
And they're already a pretty soft team. They're gonna fold under that weather.
And KC knows what to do.
Yeah,
they do, man. This is I know Kansas City's got a bad rep all year, and people are just like, this is not the same team. Yeah. Even if they're not the same team, this team with Mahomes, like I said, just think about it like this. If your team, not yours, my team who struggles, if we made the playoffs and they're like, we're going to give you Mahomes as well, I'd be like, man, take us to the finals. Like, I really would believe that. Like, that's how good he is. I do not like him per se, but I do respect the fact that he is a phenomenal quarterback who can make things happen. I don't know how he does some of the stupid things that he does and gets away with it, but He's a stud. He's a Hall of Famer. That's just how things always been. I thought the same thing of Jordan. I thought the same thing of Kobe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just these guys are phenomenal. He's going to find a way. I think that's a solid pick. So,
yeah. So, Kansas City. All right, guys. I think that about wraps it up.
yeah, that'll about do it, man. It's been pretty good. Let's go watch the games and hang out and chill.
All right.
Relax a little bit.
We got this little, got little new equipment. So
not bad.
All right, guys. As always, let's make some money.
Let's have fun.